Hi, challengers. I hope everyone's challenge is going great so far. We are at day 2, and I just wanted to pop on to do a check-in to see how everyone's doing, go over a few things. Sorry, my lighting's a little weird down here. I do need to warn you before we get started that my 3-year-old is in the other room playing with toys. There is a high likelihood that he will interrupt me and yell at me. He just went poop, so no poop breaks, but he'll probably want snacks or something. So if we get interrupted, he's very demanding. Just like Leah said, her 3-year-old is demanding. I think they all are. So hopefully we can make it through. And don't mind my messy counters back there. It was either clean them off, get them straightened out, or come talk to you. And obviously, I'd rather come talk to you. So here I am, messy counters and all. And I see we got some people joining us. Hi, Whitney, Kelly Ray, Nidal, and Leah. Let me know if I'm saying any of your names wrong because people say my name wrong all the time. I don't care. My own grandmother says my name wrong. I'm fine with it, but I don't want to offend anyone. So if I'm saying your name wrong, let me know. All right, so I just wanted to come on and remind you to take your electrolytes. Listen, we're at the beginning of keto. We are dropping carbs. It is very important to take your electrolytes now because you probably noticed that you're peeing a lot. And with peeing, you are peeing out electrolytes. And so you need to replace those. Otherwise, you're going to get a headache. You're going to feel dizzy. You are just going to feel bad. So ways you can get your electrolytes, you can use electrolyte drops. I prefer unsweetened, but if you need sweeteners, do what you have to do. I also prefer salt. Pink Himalayan salt is good, or the Real, I think it's Real Salt Company. They make good salt because they get it from mines and not from the sea, which sometimes can be contaminated with plastic. So that's another good option. But you can either put salt in your water, which I do often. I usually put like up to 2 teaspoons of salt in my water each day. You can also put it directly under your tongue, which is pretty harsh, but if you need to get it in, if you feel like you're tired or you're getting a headache, that's a really great way to get it in. So definitely try that. But the goal here is to not get stuck in keto flu, and getting your electrolytes in is one of the ways to do that. Some people will need to take magnesium, especially if you're feeling constipated. You want to take that in the morning. Some people do better with it at night, but for most people, you're going to want to take that in the morning. Not everyone should take it. I personally should not, but if you want to know if that's you or not, you do need to do the chemistry testing and find out if you are in a catabolic imbalance, which keto does push a lot of people towards that. So if you want to find out more about that, you can definitely take the digestion course. I can help you with your results if you don't understand them because it's a little confusing at first. But if you want to know more about that, just let me know. I can help you with that. So also to get through keto flu, you want to make sure that you're getting enough fat. Now, I'm not saying that you want to stuff that in past satiation because that's not good. You just want to eat until you feel satiated. But you also don't want to limit your calories because I'm not telling you to do that, but there's a lot of keto experts out there that will tell you to do that. And then you'll just get stuck in keto flu because your body doesn't have enough fat coming in to let go of stored fat. You don't make the switch over to fat burning mode. So you definitely want to make sure you're getting enough fat in so your body will start to let go of stored fat, but and so it'll switch over to that fat burning mode. So eat your fat, not past satiation, but enough to feel good and enough to get you into ketosis. Not everyone always has to eat that high of fat. I personally do. I eat a lot of fat, but there are some people that once they get into ketosis, they could bring it down, burn more of their stored body fat. So it's really different for everyone. So you really need to learn to start listening to the way you feel now, and that will help you in the future. I saw some people yesterday were still hungry. So if you're hungry, add more fat. It will help you. I don't want you to be hungry. Keto's not a plan you need to starve yourself on, which is awesome. I saw some people were full. So if you're full, I don't want you to keep eating just because your macros are there. It's not a goal to hit every single macro every single day. The goal is to listen to your body. And it's true that you don't want to eat too low calorie over the long term, but I'm talking like months here, months or years. Doing that is going to damage your body. But if right now, while you feel good, like if only a certain amount of calories fill you up, then listen to your body and do that. Eating low calorie on a day here or there or a few days in a row isn't going to damage you. It's really the long term that's going to damage you. So if you feel full, don't eat. Listen to your body. I see that Leah said she's attempting to clean her kitchen. Obviously it's not going well, you're listening to me. And Kelly Ray said, let's go fat burn. I agree. All right, I have a few things to talk about. I have to go get my kid from kindergarten soon. I go and pick him up in a little golf cart, which he loves. One day I'll take a video of that. It's actually really funny. But I did want to talk about a few things. So yesterday, Kelly Ray asked about exercise on ketosis. So this is kind of a loaded question, and it's going to vary depending on where you are. So if you are brand new to ketosis, if you're coming from the standard American diet, maybe you haven't exercised a ton in your past, you don't want to try and force your body into ketosis, and you don't want to start an intense exercise routine at the same time, because going from burning carbs for fuel to burning fat for fuel is pretty intense. It will stress your body out. And then if you're adding in stressful workouts on top of that, it is going to stress your body out. So no matter how perfect your macros are, no matter how intense your exercise is, you will go back into fat storing mode if you're too stressed out. So the idea is to start to bring insulin down by eating keto first. But that being said, I still want you to exercise. I want you to be active. And there's a much bigger difference between being active and over-exercising. So when I used to over-exercise on the elliptical like 6-7 days a week for an hour to 2 hours each day, that is definitely over-exercising. But now I go for walks maybe 3 to 4 days a week, and I do my Orange Theory fitness workouts like 2 to 3 days a week. That's pretty normal exercise. And oh, I don't know what that was. So I don't hear crying, so we're good. All right, so Orange Theory Fitness, if you haven't done it, it's pretty intense. It's high intensity interval training. And I don't recommend that for you right now if you're just starting out with keto. Take time to work up to that. So for now, I do recommend people get walks. So if you can walk when you first wake up in the morning, that's really great to get in a fasted walk. It's going to help your body get into fat burning mode, especially if you don't eat anything before your walk. It's going to help you connect with nature, help relieve stress. I usually listen to podcasts when I walk, so I get that knowledge. Like when you're walking like that, you just get so much more of the information that you're listening to. So I definitely recommend that. But walks are great, and I'm always going to say fasted walk because that's really the best. So if you can go for a walk and then maybe wait an hour before you eat, you're likely not going to feel hungry. So, wait to eat until you actually feel hungry. Don't eat just because the clock says you need to eat. Unless, of course, you have something to do and you're not going to be able to eat later. That's a different story because I don't want you to feel like starving at any point. But if you know you can eat whenever you want and you don't feel hungry, don't eat. You don't need to. So going for fasted walks are great. If you're not able to wake up early and get a fasted walk in, there is a trick you can do to kind of make it like a fasted walk. And that is you can wait at least like 2 hours after you last ate. So let's say breakfast at 10. If you wait until about noon, go for a walk, and then wait at least 1 hour after your walk to eat. That's really another great way to kind of have a fasted walk without being completely fasted. So I definitely recommend that. I finished calculating everyone's macros who sent them to me, and there are a lot of sedentary and lightly active people in the group, so I definitely want you to get the most out of this, and walking, adding more activity is going to help you with that. You'll be able to eat more, but the trick is you're not really going to be hungry because that activity is going to kick up your levels of ketones. So I don't want to preach about it too much, but I just wanted to bring that up. For any intense exercises, wait until you're in ketosis and you're fat adapted before you do anything too intense. So I wanted to talk about, everyone's been really active in the group, which is great. It's just going to make everyone's experience so much better when we're connecting with each other and supporting each other and encouraging. And we've definitely had a lot of group wins so far. So I saw Leah, who's watching, she stood up to her demanding 3-year-old and passed up Chick-fil-A and opted for a salad instead. And I know how demanding 3-year-olds can be. My 3-year-old is super bossy, so go Leah. I count that as a really big win. And Connie found out that she likes cold brew over iced coffee, which is one of my favorites. I am new to coffee, but I do like the cold brew. I add in a lot of heavy cream because it tastes good, unless I'm fasting. If I'm fasting, I do drink coffee black. I did this morning. But the thing that I told Connie, and that you should know too, is if you do get Starbucks, if you get their iced coffee, they automatically add sweeteners in. Most of them will. So if you're getting the iced coffee, I recommend asking that you get it without sweetener. It's just going to help you feel better, especially if you're fasting. That can throw you out of a fasted state really quickly. So if you're fasting, you definitely need to ask for no sweetener. Cold brew, they're not supposed to add sweetener. I have had some Starbucks that do, so you still might want to request it if you don't know your barista, because you don't want them slipping that in there without you knowing about it. I think it's just the new people that don't know any better. All right, so Debbie, she let us know that her first day was good and she had lots of energy, which is what we want. So if you are struggling, if you don't have any energy, let us know. Maybe someone has suggestions for you. I know I will, but definitely let us know, because we are here to support you and help you out. So if something's not going according to plan, we need to know about it. We are here to keep you on track, and we want to know about it. Brooke said that she did not get all of her macros in because she was too full. And I want you to understand, like I just talked about, that's really okay. You don't need to be stuffing food in because I tell you need to eat a certain amount of food. The whole goal is to start listening to your body. And a lot of people, when they start keto, they actually do get too full right away. Like some people are really hungry, some people get really full. So where you are is going to depend on a lot of things. But if you're too full, don't keep forcing food in just because you think you need to eat more. It's just best to listen to your body. And then the next day, listen to your body again. There's going to be some days where you're really hungry and all you want to do is eat. And there's going to be other days where you just feel full and your body is probably tapping into its stored fat, and that's a good thing. So listen to your body. It's just that when you're doing too low of calorie for too long, or you're purposely forcing that low calorie, that is when it really becomes a problem. So like all these diet gurus that tell women to eat 1,200 calories or less, and people are like shaking and hungry and starving, but they just go to bed feeling that way, that's when it's a problem. So I see Kelly Ray, she vowed not to self-sabotage, which I think is an amazing goal because it's so easy to do. On any plan, you have the best of intentions to go in there, you got your plan, you want to do it, and then you start making excuses for maybe it's too hard or you messed up a little bit, so you don't want to do it anymore. And it's just so easy to self-sabotage, and so that's why we're here for you. We're here to support you, and if you feel like you are self-sabotaging, come back in. We will get you back on your path and help you through the next 21 days and hopefully beyond. I know I keep in touch with a lot of people. I work with them on a daily basis, so I'm here for you. Definitely, I don't want you, even if you fall off track, even if you have a bad day and something happens, the best thing that you can do for yourself is get right back on track. If you are getting right back on track, maybe you made a small mistake, but it's not really that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. What is a big deal is if you make one mistake and then you just keep making them and keep going and you spiral out of control, that's where you get into trouble. So making a small mistake, not a big deal. Come back here, let us help you. So it looks like Whitney did a ton of food prep with her egg muffins and fat bombs, and I can attest those are all very delicious recipes that she made. And I think that's also a really big key to success is preparing. I know not everyone has time to do all the preparing, but as much as you can do for your lifestyle, it's a really great habit, especially fat bombs, because if you're feeling hungry and you need something quick, they're so easy to grab from the freezer, or you can keep them in the fridge. But they're just so easy to grab, and you need that extra fat anyway. I usually, when I make them, I do double batches. Right now I'm eating my little, I think they're called pecan bites or something. I have them in my healthy snack guide. These are delicious, and they're so easy to grab. They got a little bit of protein in them, a lot of fat, and they're good. They're like turtles. So definitely have your fat bombs. I just made a double batch yesterday. Just made a double batch of the minty melts because those are my favorite, and coconut oil is great at burning fat. So definitely something to keep in mind. It's also one of the easiest fats to burn. So if you're not digesting fat well, coconut oil is a great option because it's easiest for your body to break down. So definitely prepare when you can. Maybe you need to pick a time on the weekend. If you're like crazy busy working out, work out less and take more time for food prep. Or, you can find it somewhere. You can find the time somewhere to get that food prep in, whether that means you're making stuff or whether that means you're just going to the store and buying stuff that is already pre-made snacks. Either way. So I think everyone has been doing a really great job of introducing themselves and supporting each other. So definitely keep that up, because together we are going to do so much better sticking through this and supporting each other. I know it's a challenge. I know we're competing for prizes, but really what you're going to get out of this is the support. With that being said, if at any point, so if you're coming from the standard American diet to keto, it can be a pretty big challenge for your body. So if at any point you feel like you want to give up and you just want to binge on your old foods, then we need to talk about easing you into keto on a slower basis. While that might mean you're not going to get the prize, the whole point of this challenge is to get you into a keto lifestyle. So if you feel like the keto macros are just too strict for you and you're not able to stick with them because you're having cravings or something else in your life just isn't working with it, then let me know, because I can help you edit your macros to make this work for you long term, not just for the competition. I personally wouldn't have been able to do keto right from the start because I tried it. I tried it for so long and the cravings just always came back. And then I would do it for a few days and then I would go off and binge on a bag of potato chips or pizza or whatever it was. So there's really, for some people, they can't just go into keto and everything's hunky-dory. I don't like that word, but whatever. Some people do need to go low carb first, still see great success. I lost 70 pounds when I was low carb, so that's pretty good. So yes, we're in a competition. Yes, you want to win the prize. No, it's not worth it if you can't keep up with it long term. So definitely let me know if that's you. You can send me an email. You can post in the group, whatever you feel comfortable with. Something else I know that some people talked about was protein, that people were getting too much protein, and that's okay. A lot of people at the beginning of keto, they don't really need to worry so much about protein. It's more about keeping their carbs low. So starting to cut out some of the processed foods and making sure those carbs are low. And if your protein's a little bit higher at the beginning, that's usually okay. Over time, you do want to wean it down, because if you hit a weight loss stall, protein can be one of the big reasons. Once you get closer to your goal weight, you probably have to dial in your protein. So at the beginning, if you have a little more protein than it says you should, that's okay. But I would just start adjusting it. Just start bringing it down a little and start bringing your fat up a little. And over time, you're going to get to that balance. So don't freak out if you have a lot of protein. I know a lot of people do. I know I did for a long time. I never had to worry about protein until I was like within 20 pounds of my goal weight. So if that's you and protein makes you feel good, just test it. If you run into a stall, then you know that you need to rein those protein macros in. But also, if you are eating a lot of protein, then you need to dial back your fat a little. Just listen to your body, because you don't want to eat too much of any one macro, because that could cause a weight loss stall as well. All right, so that is really all I had. I see Leah said that she will do anything to get out of dishes. I actually don't mind doing dishes. I like to throw on a podcast and get them done. Cluttering, decluttering, that's the part I hate. That's horrible. So if anyone wants to come declutter my house, I'll totally, make you some fat bombs. All right. So it's been a busy group. Everyone's doing such a great job. Keep it up. Keep your video suggestions coming. So when I come on here live, I actually have some things to talk about. I know this stuff, but I don't know what you don't know. So ask questions. I'll probably answer them just because I want to get you your answer right away. But just like this one, if I think that more people need to know about it, I'll come on and do a video. If you have something that you specifically want me to address in a video, definitely let me know. And of course, you're getting points for asking your questions and requesting videos. So keep that up. and I hope everyone has a good rest of the day, and I will see you in the group later.